I meant initiator, said sentinel, so thank you for doing that. No breach, no sova, no sky, which is another pick that we usually see, so kind of interesting that we don't. I'm interested to see how much effort or how much attention is spent towards mid, because a lot of times, especially against the Sage, you can almost guarantee that it's walled off some way, somehow, and early in this one, it was that lurk towards mid. They bounced away for a second, but then they head right back to it, so EZ5 could have an easy one, and J. Cruel, some way, somehow, finds that kill, doesn't stop the push, but kicks things off as the spike now to be planted. When he'll be spotted out behind the wall, Nat's going to pick that kill up to trade things back in a 4v4 on the pistol round. The spike is planted in Sakura Storm, working against the clock. Yeah, Barrier Orb was queued up for a moment, but Reshra trying to find the right angle here on this one. Gonna put it down right in front, go for the defuse here. Gonna get taken down. Nats finds a kill. The wall might be broken. The defuse gonna be stuck, and they figure it out. I mean, you don't need to win the gunfights if you just got ice in your veins. Reshra, the battle sage with runner on the back foot here. Sakura Storm. That was interesting.
As soon as I saw the wall, I knew, because the wall is incredible on pistol rounds. It's because of things like that. It's so difficult to take down unless there's a very dedicated focus fire, which, let's be real here, there's going to be a little bit of chaos when it's still like a 4v4. That was just a very heads-up play by Reshra. The Battle Sage, as you mentioned, seems to be pivotal, but J. Cole, I think, really started things out on a great note for Sakura Storm because of that early frag he found. Dictated the pace entirely. EZ5 now look to try to rebound, and they forced up, which makes this actually a really interesting scenario because they're once again trying to force the issue towards B, and they're every single time picking up that ult orb. So I think right now they're going to be playing for that, well, obviously ult orb, but how does that change up the actual execute? How does it change up the post plan? I have so many questions. Well, round 2 of this match.
Marshall, excuse me, V Stinger. That's the op doesn't necessarily sound like that. The Jets were going toe-to-toe for a moment as Governor will back away and get healed up by his Sage. I'm sure there's still a barrier orb available. This time around, though, they should be able to shred through the wall, and now it's Blue going good for 2. Kaz goes big with the Sheriff. Is finally going to fall, but the odds have been even. Leviathan still alive, and Mochilla with 8 HP, worried about what's behind him, and he picks up the kill onto Nats. Now Leviathan place the wall, place the spike, now needs to find a couple more kills, and he does just that. The force pays off, and EZ5 tie things up.
Wow, that was so good from EZ5. It's been Leviathan picking up that orb, I'm pretty sure. He already has that resurrection available. It's only, I mean, it was round 2 that he got it. It's round 3, and he still has one fresh available. This, again, opens up so many opportunities. But before we talk about what's going to happen this round, again, huge ups to how Leviathan played that one. You saw, like, you could see the cogs turning in his head when he realized, okay, I probably shouldn't be actively trying to take a fight here. So he played more passive over towards the entrance of B and just waited for someone to push him. And it worked out for not 1, but 2 kills, actually. That was massive. EZ5, finally, they get rewarded for their forcing ways, and now they have basically everything to play for here. Guns in play, Runner actually snatching away the first kill, but Pistol's really struggling in the latter part of these rounds. You've heard me say it multiple times, Tanner, and I think it's going to prove to be true here as well.
Yeah, and I mean, one of your only chances to get back in this one were those knives, and they get taken down from downtown as those Bulldogs prove to be just as strong as that Bark is. And once more, 2 kills for each player here. The Omen and the Sage with that Bulldog. It's all up to the judge. Mochilla, you got to do something crazy, and I think you just got to play for exits at this one because of that 1-to-1, right? The economy is a little funky. I think he may have just picked up that judge off of Governor's dead body, and
oh my god,
he's actually okay. He's got okay. Maybe something crazy happens. I mean, does it get crazier than the first round though?
I don't think you can get much crazier than that, man. This has already been such a weird game, and we're only a couple of rounds into this. I'm loving it, Mochilla. But, you know, again, to say what happened there is he was, I guess, looking for somebody to still be watching the spike, and that way he could try to get out a kill. But that judge wasn't able to actually get much accomplished in the first place. Intruder alert, we see. But taking a gander at the radar, seems that this is going to be default. So EZ5, expect a slower pace here. Now is a great time for them to try to no longer force a push over towards B and just try to see if, you know, how they're playing everything else. You really haven't been able to explore much of this map. That's a mid-emphasis, mind you.
Cage trigger.
Potentially scary, especially when there's already peeks coming through from that headshot angle.
Ooh.
Heads up by Reshra as well as Runner.
What?
Oh, what just happened at mid?
What? They're all dead.
At this point, you just have to chalk the round up to being aim fights. Out of nowhere, a spray down from Runner, holding down the line from Reshra, kills everywhere, but they really don't seem to have any rhyme or reason, Tanner. This is absurdity. I don't even know.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a battle of the angles there, as you had people going up top. You had the tight angle held by the headshot spot with the Bulldog.
Right.
You also had a Runner hanging out back towards that defender-sided spawn. So that was one of those moments, the best way to say it, right? If you blinked, you missed it, because the kills just flooded the feed. Unfortunately, things slowed down. That wasn't the end of the round, but I don't know how much EZ5 get done here as they look to creep back over towards this B site. They're going to be met with an operator. Jay Cruel, although having a handful of kills in that last game, missed some pretty crucial shots. And we did see Kaz getting the better half of those trades, Vandal v Operator. At the end of the day, it does just seem like a save, though, and we'll see how EZ5 battle back from that one. Maybe mid is not the play. I think that kind of showed them why they don't go mid.
Yeah, definitely seems a bit aim fight heavy. I don't know. I still think it's worth a shot trying again. Definitely countered right there. The moves on top of that tube at mid, I don't think are really something they should be trying to force every single round, but throw it in here or there. Maybe they try to use one of Gucci's smokes on that headshot angle that seemed to be so deadly for them that time. I mean, there's a bunch of different approaches they could have towards mid, so I wouldn't say rule it out completely. And as you can tell by the pings on the radar, I think they're still going to give a little bit of love towards it. Another default in play. EZ5 once again shifting how they play this entirely. And Governor, he's already sitting on top of that pipe at mid, so here comes another opportunity for an early kill. But Runner PS doesn't want to extend too far for it. This is smart. Now, EZ5 have a bit more free map control, and Sakura Storm are forced to back up. Small little map control movements like this are going to completely dictate how this attacking half goes, and EZ5, they're adapting.
Yep, they are doing just that. As we see, it's no operator kill. It's Reshra going good for 2 here. The Sage, the Jet,
Wow.
Jay Cruel gonna take down the only remaining duelist, now the only remaining member. Has to go huge here from EZ5, and what a back and forth start we've got to this game, Ito. Jay Cruel gonna close things out. A flawless round there. Man, that was an incredibly quiet round until it wasn't. And it was almost the inverse of what we saw when they tried to push mid, right? Things happened so quickly. And in this one, it was slow, it was methodical, and then everybody was dead.
It's just unreal seeing this break down sometimes. But I think to actually try to bring some analysis to this, you can say, I mean, EZ5, they haven't really been executing. It feels like they have been trying to force these early picks, but it hasn't worked out beautifully for them. If you saw at the end, Gucci had both smokes available until he died in that round. He didn't use anything. And once again, EZ5, this time they're forcing up. Maybe they're going to use a bit more util to try to take this site, but I really need to see them. What?
Wow.
Reshra? You can't just do that to Governor. That's their best chance gone. EZ5, fight down, but your dignity has been completely and utterly tarnished after a shot like that. My lord. I'm baffled. Tanner, you have to take this one away from me, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the aim battles. That's been the name of the game here. Finding those flicks is now they look to find the defuse. Gucci able to get in right into close quarters and find that kill to stop it for now. But it got halfway.
No.
And Mochilla looking to finish it off. No, it's the Omen once more. Now a 3K traded across the board, make it a 4K. As EZ5, they lose a member early, but they still grab a round, and we're all tied up again. It's back and forth here in this one on Icebox.
That is absurd. Again, that's a round that you need to try to dial back and figure out everything that happened. There's just so much to I guess, digest from that. Gucci, well, I mean, maybe he doesn't use a ton of smokes, but the smokes that he did toss out were impactful, and those kills were even more so. EZ5, I mean, after a pretty lackluster map number 1, only appearing at the end of it, they have kept some momentum, and they're looking to try to destroy here on Icebox. 3-3, and now they'll be exploring the other part of the map. Well, part of the map that has been seldom used for this entire game so far. I guess we're still in the early days, but A will finally get some attention. Mochilla will be blindsided by Governor. He's already pushed in and has begun his term.
They're trying to storm the site though, but Bearcoon holding it down. This time it's gonna be the wall once more to go up and try and deter anybody from stopping this plant. Ikaz has the high ground. Anakin is able to find that kill. Resher though using that wall in his favor, but the kill gets taken right back away from him. But they're not done. Sakura Storm spray him down and say, this is why you guys have to go B. If you come A, we lock it down. They grab another lead. But for how long, Ito? How long? Are we going to see another couple of rounds go by, or is it just going to be back and forth again?
Dude, I don't know what to believe at this point. I mean, obviously, it depends on how EZ5 decide to play this one. Do they force up first? I mean, hell, do they just completely save? Gucci, for sure, is going to buy. That man, staying true to his name, could buy a Gucci Vandal if he wanted to right now. He is rolling in it. Even after fully equipping himself, he's still at 3,800. I mean, quite honestly, the things that you'll need to see happen here is maybe an early trade or something. You need to get an important impact frag immediately, and then you need to have the chance to res it. Right now, they have to play for picks. It hasn't been all too different for this entire game, but EZ5, now it means so much more.
Now they're going back to their quicker ways up to mid. Unfortunately, yeah, they just get mowed down. Oh my goodness. They just get mowed down. I love that voice line at the end of Bearcoon the Killjoy. She says, what did they expect? I mean, that is so perfect. They try and rush through. This time it's a little different though. They go underneath tube. They still try and get their way onto B site. I believe it was pistols, so you can't be too mad at the end of the day, but
yeah.
Wow. That was a quick one.
I mean, when you have to talk about all these goalposts that have to be met, realistically, you know, EZ5, when they're just kind of pugging it out sometimes. Really, I feel like Icebox, they haven't been going for full-on executes yet. I don't know. I mean, it's just... I haven't been all too impressed with how they've handled this attacking side so far, but again, it's easy to say everything when you're in the big seat, but when it comes to play, obviously, it's a completely different situation. EZ5, this is one hell of an execute already, so at least they're trying to switch things up here. Hiding in the smoke, being that smoke criminal, dark cover criminal, whatever fancy phrase you want to say. No! Gucci! Oh no, you are looking like Old Navy now. A bit washed out. Yeah. Unfortunately, he isn't able to find that kill, and Sakura Storm, maybe a little bit angered by being irritated like that, will just turn all the dials up. What? How did he not find that kill?
Yeah, this is
what is this game, man?
We're starting to finally see that break, and I don't think we were expecting it because of what we've seen on paper, right? We only have what's in front of us when it comes to Sakura Storm playing Icebox. But at the very least, on defense, they're making it look good, and this is so funny to me. For the first 4, 5, 6 rounds, maybe, it was go B every single round, and we've seen other teams, even in, you know, the higher end tournaments, saying just go A every round, right? I feel like people are still trying to figure this one out, and I think EZ5 picking this map, we're hoping that because Sakura Storm hadn't played it, that they wouldn't really know what was going on, and it would feel kind of solo queue-ish. But they've got full control once more, and Jay Cruel gonna make sure they keep it here as he goes wide on the second shot. He's able to knock the numbers down one, and now in a 4v5, that B push, it gets a whole lot harder. Runner grabs another, making it a 3v5, and I don't know how they battle back from this one. It's going to be a good sheriff shot to start things out as Gooch gets back on as well. Runner going to sit him down, try and stop that momentum. No 4K for the EZ5 Omen as the blades are used. The resurrection going to be used as well, so they're trying to make sure they pick up around here. It's been 3 in a row for Sakura Storm. EZ5 look to close it out. The Blades are going to go wide. Runner sits down. Governor, he tries to jump away, and he will do just that. The shrouded step in his favor. But Gooch is back on the board. He's looking for that 4K, and we'll see if he can find it. In a 2v2, he's low on health, and the rotation will come through.
I was wondering when the rotation was going to happen. I thought it was going to be immediately after the res when they're in that kind of awkward growing phase of a 3v3, but, well, better late than never, I suppose. And Sakura Storm, they're not expecting it. They're going to have to retake this fully. It's no matter. They have been pretty solid on it throughout the entire series, throughout the entire day. But this time it's not going to be oh so easy because keep in mind, there's one player who's bleeding internally on the side of Sakura Storm. Bit of a liability, perhaps you can say. Options become more limited as a result. And if we can go to the Omen POV, I want to see how long until he has another dark cover in play. That is going to decide everything, I feel. 6 seconds. Okay, you can smoke off bomb and just try to play it from there. I mean, this changes everything now. Runner, he's been great. I mean, now's the time to do it with low HP. He gets the trade. He's on for the ace right now, Tanner.
When he's got the high ground.
Anakin.
Spots him out. He comes up the ropes. Gooch hits him down. It's not a 4K. It's a 3K. I mean, what was it? 8 health to his name. I don't think there was any way that, unfortunately, that Sakura Storm take that one. Runner, though, I mean, he's been a front runner for this team in a handful of games, leading that kill feed. Now 16-4-2. We saw him deathless through, I believe, 7 rounds or 6 rounds in a series previously. So very, very detrimental. You know, if you don't go into that retake on 8 health, it probably goes the other way.
I mean, considering how he's playing, how effective he still was, they were playing for trades there. Again, just think about how different it could have been because of that HP. You're totally right here, Tanner. Sakura Storm, they've changed up their CT setup, their defensive setup, excuse me, a bit more as they're now fighting for that ultimate orb. But, you know, when they're being tagged down and not finding all the kills they need to make up for it, still things will be difficult. EZ5, you know, despite how turbulent it has been, they have kept things close here. 6-6 is not only unreasonable, but wouldn't be unexpected either. I mean, look at this. They already have incredibly forward positions, not only by A, but by mid as well. As soon as that wall fades, expect a huge flank to come through. But now the execute will begin. Let's focus on this one first, Tanner.
And Bearcoon trying to stop the push here. Nano Swarm, slow orbs as well, but that spike will still be planted. Mochilla actually finds a kill. That was the flanker down. Nats now gone, taken off the board. The Empress used from TCAS and Bearcoon. Trying to make sure nobody plays aggressive here. He's going to find the first kill onto Leviathan.
Where'd that lead go?
Spike has since been planted. No blinds just yet. Blades go out. A beautiful shot by Governor. It pops the grape of Runner. Now Kaz has to get it done all by himself. The Empress has since worn off, and it's just not enough. Just when you think EZ5 have it figured out, just when Governor hits the shot of a lifetime, they lose the round. 7-4 we go, and it's looking 8-4. But I'm hoping for 7-5. I want to see map 3. I'm trying to see split, Ito.
I know. I want to see these new changes as well. We've only been seeing Ascent and Icebox. I mean, we're already breaking new ground by seeing it during this qualifier. But, I mean, God, I have so many questions on split. But we'll cross that bridge, you know, when we get there. But for now, EZ5, again, good approaches, good starts. But the execution is lacking at some points. Nats, that could have been such a big frag. I'm not sure if it's heads up or if it was called up by J. Cruel, because he was also looking that direction. But either way, he got eked out, and he didn't have a chance to really do anything. This Vision Striker setup towards B has been so good, and it's still proving to be incredibly important. J. Cruel finds first kill. As EZ5 are looking to go back to B, they're being shut down by just this one player.
And he's not done yet. J. Cruel gonna find a third here. He makes it out. He finds a fourth. It's a flawless round. And again, yeah, B is locked down. If you go B, that's exactly what's going to happen. If you go A, we've seen that retake start to pay off. And that was that same setup that we saw before. It didn't play out the same way in the 2v2, rotate all the way back towards A. There wasn't a res, blah, 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 blah. But it was Runner who was right there with J. Cruel and was able to make it out completely full health. And they still end up winning that round, right? That is... It's small changes like that where the last time they made that play, Runner almost died for it. This time around, he makes it out alive. J. Cruel obviously hitting some extra shots helps a whole lot, and a 4K feels pretty good. But 8-4 at the half, Sakura Storm, I would think you're feeling incredibly hot. You've got all of the momentum. Now, what we need to see is, maybe don't play a little silly. Maybe no lockdowns in a 3v1 round that you're going to win, because they did almost let that last game slip.
Well, close, but they eventually made it through. They have a history of making Ascent go the distance. In their VCS championship against Phoenix 1, it was 13-11, and it was their map pick, so it was the same story. They just, I guess, want to get as much practice as they can, but new map, new territory, you don't want to try to mess with the enemy's map pick. EZ5, they still have a chance to easily fight back. So, especially with this first kill potentially going the way of Gucci, a whole world of opportunities opens up. That's going to be dark cover out. If he wanted to, he could even take the ultimate orb if he just wanted. But, I mean, now EZ5 are in the driver's seat. Sakura Storm need to pull off something massive here, but it's not going to be realistic to expect it. Everything is almost being watched by EZ5 at this point. They have 3 players towards CT. They could easily snuff out anything that happens through Kitchen. Hell, Leviathan is watching for that exact potential. I mean, options are severely difficult for Sakura Storm, and they haven't been able to actually break into ground yet.
Left.
They have gotten their way onto the site, sure, but they're still a player down. I'm not sold.
Yeah, and that wall, it's interesting to see just the 2 playstyles as a whole, right? That wall placed down way differently than what we saw EZ5 doing. It still works, it gets the job done, but it's no longer going to block off that defender side as Reshra and TKaz go good. I want to say the duelists go good for a couple of kills, but it's Reshra on that stage as J-Cruel picked one up, but Gooch is there to trade it back. That frenzy spray down paying off huge, and now they just have to play the spike on top. Inside the smoke, rather. Spray comes through. He finds the kill some way, somehow. Mochilla now just needs to buy time. It's a 1v2. He flanks around. He picks up the kill into the Leviathan. It's halfway, and Gooch comes out on top again. The knives come through. The 3K is awarded. And EZ5 will grab themselves a pistol round.
Revenge from Gucci, man. Remember last time he fought off against Mochilla, he got swung upon, and that whiff made him not look amazing. But right there, talk about an impact play. 3 kills, the defuse, everything going the way of EZ5. Although it was down to the very last player, they get the round through. That big number is what matters so much. Sakura Storm, they're going to be forcing up. There's no reason for them not to, considering how close that round was. But EZ5, I mean, they have the win behind their sails, at this point. So many options once more. And they're already well aware of the potential of an A push. They've kept 3 players at the ready, and now they look to actually click on some noggins, pop some grapes, borrow your phrase.
And they are looking to do that, and they're going to have to close the distance to make it happen. Bearcoon is going to be able to do just that against Kaz. Now, Governor from downtown, there's the distance that you need when you have that Bulldog available to you as the smokes go through. Governor looking for the high ground, as we've seen time and time again here on this map. A couple of kills traded back and forth. Nat's going to pick up 2. Reshra still alive. He will finally fall. And now Mochilla with a stinger in hand will once more fall to Gooch as EZ5 find another round here. I don't think that this is a Sakura Storm fooling around. Obviously, losing that pistol means you lose the next one. But now things get spooky, because this map, when I've seen it, when I've played it, it feels pretty heavily defender-sided. Now, granted, you could say weaponry and all that good stuff. It's probably another round going the way of EZ5, because I can't imagine Sakura Storm reforce again. But it's looking pretty spooky. Things are getting dire as I say that. Bearcoon, maybe making me eat my words here.
I think. Hey, they can buy down to like the 1500 mark, I think. So it's not a bad time for like a yard sale buy. Again, that was still pretty okay. They got the spike down. They got a couple of kills. So, I mean, Tanner, I still agree with your main point that this probably will be another round. And we're going to be looking at 8-7, 90, or 99% sure at least that we're going to be seeing an 8-7. But I don't know. Sakura Storm could at least cause some more economical damage, and eventually that will really start to break the backs of EZ5. If they're trying to pull off a comeback like this, they're going to need as much going their way as they possibly can. And, even a couple of guns going down here or there will really make a difference. Now, that might be the difference between an operator no armor or no operator at all. Like, I don't know, man. This is still incredibly concerning. I don't feel like this round's going to be all too important, though. EZ5 are cleaning up without any further issues, but I suppose Sakura Storm have the chance to, I guess, make things a bit more competitive, a little bit more scary.
Yeah, I mean, you could, yeah, at the very least, hope to force Bulldog buys from some of the players in the next round, but the economy is going to be all right. Governor, though, going to be taking down Leviathan to close things out finally. 8-7 the scoreline, as we predicted coming out of that round. Now on the attacking side, we finally get to see what Sakura Storm can do, and they've got 3 ultimates to do it, right? Reshra now leading that board in kills, that battle stage paying off incredibly well. As much as we want to see aggression, maybe take a step back here, play for that res just in case, because that is almost a surefire way to win a round, especially when you're looking at EZ5. They've got the blades coming up soon. The ultimates aren't great, to say the least, here for this round. So we'll see what Sakura Storm piece together as those blades are going to be popped. J. Cruel looking to save some credits for the next round, possibly purchase an operator or buy a teammate should he need. Still Bulldog in the hands of a few members here for EZ5. They haven't opted to switch, and Governor will get to show us what he can do with the operator here.
Very quiet mid-round for now. Sakura Storm, I think they're trying to get a good read on this setup. Because little do they know, the B bomb site is only being protected by one player, that being Gucci. He tosses a smoke down, but Sakura Storm are sort of forced to respect it. Because they don't know what could be lurking behind the smoke. And they don't know what could be lurking right behind them at mid. EZ5, they're on for a flank. We've just crossed the minute mark. This feels so early. I don't think Sakura Storm are going to expect this at all. They're not watching their backs. This could get real nasty. Oh, Leviathan, he has just the wall to play with. He gets 2 kills. Actually, only the one, because he snatches away the other, but everybody will have a chance to shine. So many kills. This is such a beautiful flank, man.
Standing.
Oh,
30 seconds left.
at least Mochilla gets one.
Yeah, Mochilla finds one, unfortunately. Oh, no, he is going to find another. Leviathan gets spotted out with the right-click classic. You can nerf it, but it's still strong in that situation. Mochilla goes down, and that right there, huge brain, right? You called it out. You're just underneath the minute. The flank coming on through, and every round, I was questioning when I first saw it whose wall it was, but every round, Leviathan has been pushing up mid and using that barrier orb to stop a push towards tube. Once it gets shot down, rather than Sakura Storm, you know, being able to take advantage because they shot the wall and broke it, it was actually EZ5 who say, okay, you shot this down, we'll just lurk right behind you or we'll flank right behind you. And it works so well. Now, 4 rounds in a row to EZ5, and the ultimates that I mentioned before don't matter, but the operator duel goes the way of J. Cruel, and this could be the first opening here on attack for Sakura Storm.
Keyword is should. We have seen this go the other way plenty of times, and the artillery, all things considered, is phenomenal. They have half armor, and there's plenty of players who are liable to be sprayed down, and you're going to be seeing them appear in the kill feed over and over. EZ5, they're being rewarded for their crazy plays. You gotta love to see it, as they're looking to take the lead here. It's a 2v4 that they need to convert, but they're not going to be expecting anything here, Sakura Storm, and a flank has already started to come. Okay, next. Sure, take that one for free. He doesn't even need the flank to come through. Okay. Well, 9 rounds for EZ5, I suppose it is. That was a buy from Sakura Storm. They're going to have to save. This is probably double digits for EZ5.
Yeah, it's looking that way, and like you said, could maybe force, right? You're on this very large loss bonus, so maybe armor stingers, I guess I was thinking maybe armor frenzy coming out from some of these players who don't necessarily have the most cash. And yeah, that's true, it is Sakura Storm, so it is going to be stingers. Reshra, though, is going to be using that Sheriff full armor for the battle sage. We'll see if it matters. I don't think you could put a whole lot into this one. There's a shot gonna go wide from Governor, but he's gonna pop those blades and try and stop the push. The right click and a miss, and they pick up the kill on the back foot, though. Gooch finds one, fades away to find another, not gonna get it. He's down to 6 HP, and Reshra are just gonna go right for that res, so a nice pickup. Now all 5 members still alive. A Hunter's Fury available as that wall goes down. We'll see how EZ5 can respond. It's the Empress first from TCAS. It's spraying down the wall here as that spike finally gonna get planted. Leviathan gonna pick up 2 huge ones and stop the spike from being planted. And now it's all starting to fall apart. J. Cruel is able to trade it back, but he is not long for this world. And I think you can say the same about Runner PS here. A Marshall in hand. 1 round available to him. Still has a paranoia. He gets spotted out, goes for the reload, and this needs to be a montage finish. Unfortunately, it's not going to be that. And as you said, Ito, you predicted the future. It's double digits for EZ5.
Oh, trust me, I'm not Nostradamus for being able to predict that Nico goes away of EZ5. It's just par for the course with how they've been playing recently. Sakura Storm still flawless, or excuse me, not well, winless on the attacking side. Flawless for EZ5, so I mean, I suppose it's it's a matter of perspective. But we do have a pause coming through from Sakura Storm, well timed. It's probably the greatest time to use it right now. You have another full rifle round in play. This will completely shift up how you're going to be playing on your attacking side. What have you learned from those slow defaults? What have you learned from all of these rounds? How do they rotate? Who plays early? I mean, they have to be asking themselves all these questions. The big thing that I'm noticing is that EZ5, they're still adapting as well. Remember how I said previously it was Gucci who was playing towards B solo? Now, it's going to be the Cypher who holds down the line. So it's really hard to read this sort of thing. I am not at all jealous for Sakura Storm right now. It's EZ5. I don't know. I mean, this is exactly what they need to force it to map 3, man. This is really concerning.
I think as we ponder what Peak Bear is looking at there, we've got the excavator penguin as well, or the vagabond penguin. He's got his backpack and he's gonna go traveling through here. What I will say about this is defense looked great for Sakura Storm, right? Kind of backpedaling on how well Sakura Storm are playing. I think that's one of those things where, not that defense is easy, but I think it's probably one of the easier places to start. So if you don't really know a map, you start on defense and you hold an angle, and you could probably make it look good. Now on the offensive hand of things, you're not going to get too much done, as I believe they've lost 5 in a row. The push comes through. 6 in a row. Excuse me. Yep, 6 in a row. Governor goes wide on a shot and gives up his position. A now looking to be the take here, and it has not amounted to much for Sakura Storm.
Bearcoon shouldn't be in so aggressively right now, man. He's taking the initiative, but he has that lockdown. Oh, God. What is going... Sakura Storm looks so unorganized right now. The flank has already begun. Thank God for Mochilla being able to take it down. But it's of utmost importance that Bearcoon stays alive, and he won't. Oh, God, Tanner. This is not good news for Sakura Storm. They seem completely out of place for where they want to be placing all these players during these executes. They will get the spike down, but look who's hurting hard. Poor little Sova, man. He's... I don't know, man. Mochilla's really going to need to pop off.
Yeah, and I will say in Mochilla's favor, you don't need a whole lot of health when you're facing the operator. You're either going to get killed in one shot or not. So maybe he finds that duel, and that leaves a lot of weight on Runner PS's shoulders here. As one gets tagged out, Mochilla actually going to find the kill on the rifle. Leaves it all up to the operator here, and it's low HP on one, but what can the Classic do against the other? The spike ticking down. Governor looking for the close shot here. The yellow box too wide as Runner PS picks it up, and it was a pause to finally turn things around. It was 6 rounds in a row to finally turn things around, but Sakura Storm have done the unthinkable. They picked up a round, and they've got a couple of ultimates to try and find another.
I'm surprised they made that round work. Things were so scary in the 2v2. Great call by, I want to say it's Runner PS, but you know, who knows if there's someone else behind the lines who actually called that move to teleport over to B and get the spike down. That made so much of a difference. Those incredibly long rotations are a killer on the defensive side. And Mochilla, he was able to find 1 kill and just kind of provide as a body to allow his teammate to find the second. So Sakura Storm, they stay alive. They have a bunch of great ultimates, but they need to take this A site slower. If they're going to eventually execute, be careful where Bearcoon is positioned. Now they have great positions, and they haven't even had to use the lockdown before. Okay, they won't even have the chance to use the lockdown. I need to issue that correction right there. But things still are really scary for Sakura Storm. They're down a player now.
Down another as the spike once more not going to be planted. Leviathan going to thwart that attempt, and you called it. Maybe you caster curse him, but Bearcoon, you said his position needs to be solid. He missed a few shots, and he was punished heavily by Governor. And in response to a round loss, EZ5 answer back with a flawless round, and the spike doesn't even get planted. So that pause, maybe everybody fell asleep on the EZ5 side for a second, but they are completely awake now as they look to close things out 9-11. You've got some space. You're still playing for the win if you're Sakura Storm. You don't have to worry about overtime just yet, but your economy, it's not putting you in the driver's seat for sure.
It's a very dodgy economy, that's for sure. I'm getting flashbacks to 2008 looking at this. They're going to need to force up everything they can. It's this or match point. Again, those ultimates are available. I could easily see Sakura Storm getting away with this, but I think they just need to change up their approach. Hell, use the lockdown. There it is right there. Suddenly, you have a lot more gas. I mean, so many opportunities open up. They've been able to take the site in a number of situations, but they need to actually hold this down. They're planting for upper. This is great. Sakura Storm, life in them yet.
Already nice changes made. Blades are out as well for J. Cruel. Leviathan, he's got eyes on not only the spike, but one of 2 nano swarms. Now, gonna look for the fuse, fakes it out, and maybe baits out. There's a nano swarm. A bit of damage as Nat's gonna down the blades here early in this round, but the defender's running out of time. They're trying to spray him down through the wall. Bearcoon trying to do what he can, but he gets sat down, and they should just be able to stick it just like that. Match point to EZ5 and Sakura Storm. I mean, you got to applaud them for trying to do something different, to coming in with a game plan they just couldn't execute in that post plant.
I respect it. Again, that was basically everything that I wanted to see out of Sakura Storm, but, you know, they just aren't able to get it done in the post plant. It happens. You know, you can't be too frustrated. I'm just glad that maybe they heard that voice echoing in their heads to use the lockdown to try to execute and, you know, take the site itself. They got the spike down in a great position, but talk about an overwhelming presence from EZ5. They were seemingly everywhere, and obviously they're looking like the better team in this round, this game as a whole. And, you know, you can't be too angry. Sakura Storm, they have life in them, but it's quickly dwindling down to a lifeless corpse here, as it's probably the last round of map number 2. Split is seeming ever more likely, unless Mochilla pulls off a miracle, but that won't be happening. Split for map number 3.